Effort is a word coaches rarely question in public unless something has gone fundamentally wrong. On Sunday, Aaron Glenn didn't hesitate to use it, and he didn't soften it. The Jets' 42-10 loss to the Patriots wasn't just another mark in a lost season. It was, in Glenn's eyes, a failure of competitive identity. New England scored touchdowns on its first 6 drives, turning the game into a rout before halftime and exposing a Jets team that looked unprepared, overwhelmed, and disconnected on both sides of the ball. For a coach who has consistently emphasized toughness and energy as non-negotiables, that was the most troubling part. Glenn didn't dance around the issue. He called the opening stretch unacceptable. He pointed to a stagnant offense, breakdowns in pass protection, and another costly interception. But the most damning critique wasn't schematic or technical. It was emotional. He flatly stated that the effort wasn't where it needed to be, and he made clear he wasn't exaggerating or posturing for the media. This, to him, was honesty. That matters because effort is the one thing rebuilding teams are supposed to control. Wins may be scarce, talent gaps may exist, mistakes are inevitable, especially with a young roster. But effort is the baseline. When that baseline collapses, it signals deeper fatigue, mental, emotional, and cultural, that numbers on a stat sheet can't explain. The score told its own story. The Jets trailed 42-3 before the Patriots finally came away empty on a drive late in the third quarter, and even that stop required help from a missed field goal. Defensively, New York couldn't slow New England's rhythm or physicality. Offensively, the Jets failed to sustain drives or relieve pressure, leaving the defense stuck in a cycle of short rest and long fields. The game snowballed quickly, and the Jets never showed signs of stopping it. What separates Glenn's comments from a typical post-game frustration is that he didn't deflect blame. He didn't hide behind injuries. He didn't single out the rookie quarterback. He didn't blame youth or inexperience. Instead, he included himself and the coaching staff in the failure. Preparation, he said, starts with him, and letting the team perform like that in front of home fans bothered him deeply. That accountability is important, but it also underscores how far the Jets still are from stability. Glenn acknowledged internal improvements that might not be visible from the outside, hinting at progress in habits, structure, and understanding. But those invisible gains lose credibility when a team gives up 42 points and barely competes. Development without competitiveness feels hollow, especially late in the season. At 3-13, the Jets' record already reflects a brutal year. 4 straight losses and their worst point differential of the season only sharpen the picture. This wasn't a close game that slipped away. It was domination from the opening kickoff, the kind that strips away excuses and forces an organization to confront uncomfortable truths. The upcoming Week 18 matchup against the Bills offers one final chance to reclaim some dignity. Buffalo is a playoff team. The challenge is significant, but Glenn framed it less as an opportunity to win and more as an obligation to respond, to practice with purpose, to play with pride, and to show that Sunday's performance wasn't a true reflection of who they want to be. Whether the Jets succeed or fail next week, Glenn's message was clear. Progress without effort means nothing. Coaches and players alike fell short. No one is shielded. No one is scapegoated. The standard remains, even when the standings don't. In rebuilding seasons, moments like this often define future culture more than any draft pick or free agent signing. How a team responds when its coach publicly questions its effort says everything about whether the foundation is solid or whether it still needs to be torn down and rebuilt from scratch.